Good morning. For me, it's supposed to be bedtime because I started working some overnight shifts at the local sex trafficking safe house. Um, and it has been absolutely great. I'm gonna make some breakfast while I chat with you, and I need to clean up the stove first. So that's a little bit what I wanted to talk about. The mess that is behind me. Part of what I wanted to talk about. So, I know I've shared on this channel before that I have PMDD, which is premenstrual dysphoric disorder. The way it's always described, you can see it just without fail. PMS on steroids. So, and people I feel like don't get how real it is. I had first started taking days off of work when my husband and I lived in our previous apartment. And it was mostly because, I feel like I could tell that something was going on with me, but I just really wasn't sure. You know, unless you have a diagnosis, it just feels like you're making stuff up. But, so the main reason was I was like, in our apartment before our previous apartment, we just got our first house last April. So it's been a year almost. But so in our first apartment, it was just kind of a pigsty. And we were both working, well, he was working full time, I think, and then that's when I was still going to college for a little bit and working part time at a daycare. And then I started doing part time at the daycare and part time as a nanny. So then we got into our next apartment. I was still nannying. Because the daycare I worked at was horrible, full of people still acting like they were in high school. I don't know what it was. And I was like, if I have a few days off a week, this apartment will be clean. Because for me, I need my weekends. Like, my weekends help me recharge. And for me, like, if I am not recharged, I'm going to be angry. I'm going to be upset, in a bad mood, like not able to be around people, including my husband, because I'm pissed off because I don't feel good because I didn't get any time to recharge. And it's, no, I'm not being that way on purpose. I'm not like, oh, I'm going to be angry because of this. I can feel it coming on, like when it's happening. And it's really hard for me to suppress or stop. Don't plug it in yet. I always forget. So I got this little pancake maker. I feel like it's one of those, like, you know, it's like one of those $12 gadgets. It's perfect for making pancakes. Anyway, so I ended up, after we were living at the other apartment for like a year, realizing that, well, my brother was the first one that suggested it, and then I was like reading about it and almost crying because I was like, this feels like exactly what's happening to me, which is when I found out that I had PMDD. So my brother's the one that found out. Then I was reading about it and couldn't believe that, like, it was basically describing what I was feeling, what I was going through. Talked to my doctor about it, whatever. Just getting my pancake ingredients down here. But it made it make a lot more sense as to why I felt like I couldn't get as much stuff done as other people. Like, people can work full-time jobs and have their house clean, and I just can't do it. Which, yeah, makes you definitely feel like a failure. And that doesn't help anything either. When I worked at a domestic violence shelter, anything that was expired, I got to take home. So that's a nice one. Is that all I usually use? I like to add cinnamon. This is cinnamon sugar. Let me just do cinnamon though. And always vanilla. Learned that from my mom. So anyway, the mess behind me is because it's, like, I'm pregnant right now. I think I revealed that in my last video. So I'm only like 6 weeks, I think, right now. I haven't done my first doctor's appointment, so I guess they'll figure it out for sure then when they do the measuring and whatever. At least that's what everyone's telling me. And so I think that's been making me really tired lately, but I also think right before that my PMDD was kind of just really bad. And I think it was because, I mean, basically if you're still of childbearing age and want to have children, there's two things you can do for PMDD, which is birth control and antidepressants. And I had gotten off my birth control because we wanted to have kids. So I definitely think that is why my PMDD was going crazy. So it's like, I always feel like this house is messy, and truly, I mean, it just is. And I would love to just have it be clean all the time, but if I'm spending my time that I need to be relaxing, cleaning, and then I have to go to work, or then I have to do this, it's a wrap. Like, I'll just be in a constant bad mood, and that's not good for anyone. So I've been trying to find this balance because, like I've said in previous videos, I quit my jobs, whatever. So now I have the one job. The reason I quit them is to start my two businesses, one of them being candles. So I'm about $300 to $500 away from that, literally just paying for the permits and everything, and then I should be good. The permits, the licensing, the name, the registering. And then I'll have that, and then I applied for this other job. It is part-time. Case managing, I can do like as little as 3 hours a week. So I feel like that will be good for now and after we have the baby. Along with the making candles, and then my other business I want to start by the end of the year. So I didn't know I was pregnant when I made that goal, but doesn't matter. Moms can do anything, right? At least my mom can. So I'm gonna be doing that. And so basically when it comes to cleaning, what I do is the stuff that is absolutely needed, and then when I have more extra time or energy, which doesn't happen very often, I've just been having sleeping problems recently, and people will say, and just try and give me different ideas. I've tried them. Like, I've tried them. I've tried them all. That doesn't need to go back in there. And then nobody feels like I actually have, which is like, why wouldn't I? Because I didn't really start talking about how much it was bothering me until it was like I couldn't sleep at all for some reason. So I had gone through different things in my childhood that kind of kept me in a constant state of alert. And being like that for a long time just kind of messes with you. And then as well as, like, for some reason the women on my mom's side of the family just don't sleep very well. So combined with that and different things that used to keep me up at night. And so what I originally did, I don't even know when I started this. I think it was in our first apartment. So like 2017. I've never opened this. Like 2017, I just started always needing to have something playing so that I could fall asleep. Otherwise, I would just start thinking about maybe just embarrassing stuff that happened to me as a kid, which isn't, that bad. But, or just other things that I definitely didn't want to think about that might have happened to me. So, if you have something you're listening to, which for me it's usually The Office, because that show, even season 1, I don't like when people say, don't watch season 1. That's like the best season. I don't know. People are crazy. Anyway, The Office is usually what I listen to, because for me, I can like listen to the conversation and then it slowly helps me fall asleep. Not anymore. it's like my brain has gotten past that, and it will like take something that they're saying and then go off on a tangent about it, and that eventually leads to me in something embarrassing or something I don't want to think about, whatever. So then there have been a couple times that I've been able to fall asleep just without anything playing. I try and like tire myself out a lot, so I might like stay up super late or something, just because I'm like, to be able to fall asleep I need to be tired. Since I am having a baby, let me add something healthy. Antioxidant fruit and fiber. This one has dietary fiber, calcium, iron, which iron is really good for pregnancy, potassium, vitamin A, C, E, thiamine, I don't know how you pronounce that, thiamine, riboflavin, niacin, and vitamin B6. That's a lot of good stuff. Anyway. What was I talking about? Oh, so I've been able to fall asleep ever since that stopped working a couple times without having something playing. And there's been a couple times that, like, what's it called? Ocean sounds have helped me fall asleep, but they're kind of just not loud enough. What else have I tried? I don't even know. Music. Getting myself really, really tired doesn't usually work that much anymore. I'm dead tired right now, and who knows how long it'll take me to fall asleep. I don't even know. And then I was starting to get on maybe a little bit of a sleep schedule. Not really, but just like going to sleep at a certain time. I don't know. And when you're sharing your bed with somebody, sometimes it just gets uncomfortable too, so that could have something to do with it. Who knows? I just hate it because it's not, because now when I sleep, it's not like just sleep, it's like, Jesus is really off about how much water to add. It's like I wake up a couple times, and now I'm waking up because I have to pee, of course. It's like I wake up a couple times a night to go pee, and I have to try and fall back asleep, so not getting like just the full sleep is, I think, part of what's really messing with me. So I never feel fully rejuvenated. Right now my hip really hurts, and my neck, I was just noticing right now, really hurts. So I kind of feel like I'm falling apart right now, and I was just really irritated yesterday. I had somebody who was just making dumb jokes, even though they could tell I was upset and didn't like their jokes. And you know, after asking somebody to stop multiple times and them not stopping, it's like, cool, so I don't feel great in this irritated mood, and can't get any peace. It's real fun. I don't know, man. So today I'm gonna try and just get sleep, even though I'll have to get up and pee. And the thing is, I've always disliked having to get up and pee, which might sound dumb, but it's like, I'm usually doing something. I'm busy. I don't want to have to get up and go pee. Yeah, a little bit more something. And now, it's like, I have to, because I probably shouldn't be holding it, and, you know, yeah, you're not supposed to anyway. As a kid, hold that for hours, and it would not be a problem. Now it's like, nope, you can't. You're about to pee your pants. And so, because of the fact that I hated having to get up to pee, I would not drink very much. Which, yeah, I'm pretty sure I was dehydrated, so it's not like that was good either. But now it's like I have to tell myself, no, you have to drink because your baby needs water. And also, I uploaded that video, vegetables are gross. It's like you have to eat vegetables because your baby needs vegetables. So, I used it for one thing. I don't have a dishwasher, I don't play that game. If it can be used again, it will be used again. So that's just kind of, so my PMDD, my sleep, but I shouldn't be having PMDD right now because I'm pregnant, and that's supposed to come with, obviously with your period. So it must just be pregnancy, and I'm pretty sure, I just keep forgetting to go get my diagnostic assessment. Pretty sure that outside of PMDD I already had anxiety and maybe depression. Which is why it was hard for me to tell if I was pregnant or not, because so many symptoms for so many things are the same. They just are. I could have insomnia from anxiety or depression or lack of sleep. I mean, or oh my god. Or being pregnant. Oh my goodness. It could be from 12 different things. So it's just hard to tell. Besides that, I'm really excited to be pregnant. Husband wants it to be a boy. I don't really care. And no, it's not like, oh, boys want boys. That's not why. He just feels like it might be harder to be a girl dad. He's not sure if he's ready to be a girl dad yet. I told him, listen, that's my area of expertise. Because he's really afraid of, he's seen people he knows go through that whole thing where, like, they weren't ever exposed to the world, and now all of a sudden they get a cell phone, or they are exposed to the world a little bit and they start acting crazy. Some women close to him have gone through that, and I'm like, but see, we know that, and we can be proactive about that. That's my whole thing about it. If we know it, we can handle it. We can figure out different ways. But the thing is also, you can't control what's going to happen when you have a kid. All you can do is try your best. And so if you know you have been trying your best, yeah, some things might still go wrong. Everybody has problems, but as well as just always being there for them if they need it. Just be the most helpful. I like this thing because it kind of, that rule of the first one is always bad doesn't really count on this, because as long as you watch it closely, all your pancakes will be great. That rule definitely counted when I used to use like frying pans, but this thing is perfect. So I don't know, I really respect him for that point of view of just, being worried about raising a daughter. It is hard. But I just think that shows that, like, he cares, and that's one of the biggest things as a parent is you need to care. And not only care, but then act on it. So like I said that thing before about, like, yeah, my dad cared that he didn't want me in gymnastics because of, the clothing is tight and it's on children, and pedophiles are a real thing. However, just not letting me do it instead of showing up to practices with me so that I could, it's not the way to do it. Alright, I'm trying to save this. I need to get another rubber spatula, because I stole one for my candle stuff. Cleaning out candle wax from things is really hard. So I was using it for that. Once you use something for candle wax and stuff like that, you can't use it for food again. But my brother-in-law just gave us some utensils they didn't need. Oh, I probably burned this one actually. So maybe a rubber spatula is in it. Let's see. Yes, 2 rubber spatulas. It's a little bit funny. I don't need all these, but nobody has. Ooh, 3 rubber spatulas. These ones are my favorite because you know when you have like cans, if you use the ones that are too big and put it in the can, then it will like cut it and rip it, and then I'm afraid like rubber's getting my food. So these small ones will fit in those cans. Ooh, and another. Jeez, I'm so tired. Another can opener. Definitely need that. Awesome. We don't really, there's not a lot of kitchen space in this kitchen, so that's fine. But we're getting creative with different ways that we're trying to figure out how to maximize our space. So like, there's another way that we might be able to add an extra countertop. So I think we're gonna try and build that. And then we're gonna build another little shelf thing to put so that our garbage will like lean out like this from the cabinet in recycling. And I just made a mess. Gosh. More things I have to clean up. And maybe add some drawers in it. We're gonna get one of those movable dishwasher things that you just roll over to the sink and attach it to the sink hose. Because there really isn't any room in the kitchen for like anywhere in these cabinets to put a dishwasher, plus it would just take away more room for different things. So more valuable space that we actually do have. If you look at our kitchen, we have tall cabinets that I can't reach without a stool, of course, because I'm real short. And then some lower cabinets. But here's the thing about the way that they designed it. So on this side, a door leading outside, right? Also our neighbor's house is like, yeah, that's how it is, guys. That's how it is in this house. Door leading outside. This door over here is to our basement man cave, actually. That's our current coffee spot water heater for hot chocolate. Put cans there because we bring them to the garage and crush them. Then our garbage is underneath this. So this table actually that you're seeing, my husband welded because he's a welder. He made it for me as a gift. Then you go around the next wall is the sink. I have more dishes to do. When you don't have a dishwasher, there is never ending dishes to do, even though there's only 2 of us. But it's also because I've been cooking more. So the bigger pans take up all the space. I did 2 loads of dishes yesterday, guys. I will do probably 2 more today. Fridge, sink, tiny spot we have to set the wash dishes, so that's why I have to do them in like small loads. And then our next wall, air fryer, oven, counter. So here's what I think the person should have done is the door that's on that side should be on this wall. First of all, because the deck is there. Why would you put the door where the deck is not? Don't ask me. I mean, the deck was probably built after the house, so whatever. But if they had put the door on this wall, that whole wall could have been more cabinets, including a dishwasher or something. You know what I mean? Like, on the refrigerator could have been moved. So we could have had even more. And then they could have just, instead of having that window on the same wall as the door, added it over here or something. more windows because I'd rather have a window where I'm not just looking directly at my neighbor's house. So if I had all the money in the world to renovate this house, I'd renovate the kitchen, I would switch the door, and I would switch the fridge, and add the more cabinets, and switch the window, and just make that just a full wall. Because then we could have even more hanging cabinets that I don't have to use a stool to get to. Because my stool that Dylan got me as a present, it's like the first Christmas maybe that we lived together. No, it was when we got our second apartment, which was the one that we just had, because it also had tall cabinets. And so and it was great because we called it the Thug Ladder, because if you watch Kevin Hart, he had that joke where his daughter was like asking him for the cookies, and he was like, oh, why can't my baby have a cookie? So he goes to get a cookie. He's like, I had to take on my Thug Ladder. Pat, pat, pat is 3 steps. Pat, pat, pat. And he got the cookies off the print. I'm like, that's so funny. So Dylan had like put on the steps, he printed out and then completely like used the white tape and taped over it. Pat, pat, pat on the steps. And then on the top step, he had a picture of Kevin Hart with this funny face with a hand reaching into a cookie jar. And he thought the funny thing was that like, and he created this picture on Snapchat. He thought the funny part of it was that like he had the Kevin Hart reaching, but obviously he couldn't have like the hand because it wasn't reaching a cookie jar, so he had to cut and paste a different hand onto it, and he just thought it was funny because the hand he found was a white hand. So, but you can't even really tell. It just looks like Kevin Hart. I mean, no, it doesn't, but we've had this laundry room down here get flooded a couple times, and he's had to use it in there and it got dirty. He's had it out in the garage and it got dirty, so I just need a new ladder because I'm climbing on counters, guys, and I feel too old to do that. Okay, so I like my pancakes with peanut butter. The thing is, the first time I smelled peanut butter after I found out that I was pregnant, I didn't really like the smell of it. And listen, that pisses me off because peanut butter is my favorite. Okay, it's not that bad. I had this and made some. Don't get grossed out. I don't understand why people get grossed out. I made some Spam and potatoes. Spam is made with real meat, guys. It's made with the parts of the pork that they can't use for bacon or pork loin or anything like that. So it's just ham. And ham is my favorite. Pork is my favorite food. So why wouldn't I like it? Plus also I like things that are salty, and Spam is salty. So if you ever make Spam, don't add salt to it because it will be way too salty. I just like to add spicy stuff, pepper. I cook it with onions and garlic, like real onions and garlic. If I don't have real onions and garlic, then I obviously won't. And then maybe I'll also add some yogurt because that has good protein in it. Well, I guess I have peanut butter and that has good protein. And then I just need to have meat with my meals. I don't feel complete if I don't have meat with my meals. So this pork, this Spam will be my meat. And I'll feel a little bit better. So I like peanut butter and syrup in my pancakes. And waffles. It don't matter which one. And I will eat this and then I will go to bed and probably sleep until like 5. Because I probably won't fall asleep until like 9. But I'll get up a couple times, obviously, to go pee, so that's great. So hopefully I'm a lot more rested, but we needed an update. That is my update for you. This is going to be my meal. And my pancakes. And I will do loads of laundry. Well, maybe a load of laundry. I'm trying to do one a day so it doesn't build up. Do a couple loads of dishes. And I have to start making some candles for spring.